All right. So, Jeremy, I want
Yes,
to get
sir.
your thoughts on Star Wars
Hello.
before you watched it in the many
Before I
weeks
watched it?
in the many weeks leading up to this grand event.
Oh, this old
Yeah.
end of a saga
Yeah.
situation.
We've
Oh,
been
I'm
literally
back, by the way.
waiting for this our entire lives.
Well, yeah, I guess some of us were.
Well,
yeah.
it ended in 2005 and started up again. in
Yeah,
2015.
some people would say it ended back in the 80s, but we don't have to go there. 81? Last Jedi? Is that it? No, hey, I'm back. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, no
And
worries.
back into the Star Wars world we go. So I was optimistic. No. Let's scratch that. I was cautiously optimistic. I wanted to have a good time, but I don't really go in on all the comments and the online ramblings. But I read articles and I watch a few videos, but never comments or anything like that. I just didn't want it to be as toxic as The Last Jedi was.
Yeah,
And boy howdy, was I wrong.
we all wanted it to be a real good time, which personally for me it was a real good time.
Okay.
That's because coming in, I was like, you know what the Last Jedi gave us? I don't think there's much you can work off that.
Where it ended?
Yeah, I'm not expecting some grandiose, like an Empire Strikes Back-esque sort of film.
Sure,
You know?
sure.
Something that'll blow your mind.
Uh-huh.
Or like even Revenge of the Sith.
Oh man, I love Revenge
Yeah,
of the Sith.
love it. And like, sure, all the prequels have their problems.
Definitely.
Yeah, all of them have.
All of
But
them,
it's like the same problem. It's like no one says these things out loud.
Yeah, and it's kind of drab and George Lucasy.
Yeah, and now you're kind of like, how does one get to here?
Yes, and it also begs the question, and I know it's 40 so on years into it. Is Star Wars a fluke? Do you think Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back a fluke?
A fluke.
And then because
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Okay.
don't mean to sound pessimistic off the bat.
No. So, riddle me this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Episode 4
Yes,
might have been a fluke.
I think it definitely was a
I
fluke.
definitely yes.
Because it was a mess
yeah.
until
George Lucas's wife
she stepped in and saved the
Yeah.
day through editing. Yeah,
editing.
Yeah.
And if you look closely at that film,
yeah.
that and what Star Destroyer? No,
The
Death Star.
Yep,
Yeah,
heard of it.
Death Star.
We've had like 6.
One for each movie.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, like the shot when you cut back to the Empire.
Yeah.
That's from the middle of the movie when
When
Alderaan's
they're-
being destroyed.
Yeah. Then they shot similar footage for Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's the same conehead guy flicking the switches
Yeah.
and yeah.
And they're not saying any dialogue.
Nope.
Or like the dialogue's just taken.
Still a great movie. Still an
Yeah,
amazing movie.
Still a great movie.
Oh my god!
Don't get me wrong.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back could have been that flash in the pan to start a fire.
Yeah. I'm lost.
Yeah.
I
guess-
always have a
yeah.
soft spot for Return of the Jedi. I do really like it.
I do like it, but the general public seems to think it's a mediocre to average film.
Yeah.
It's still a fun time.
The nostalgia probably helps
Yeah.
it along, especially for me because I saw it as a kid. But the
Well, let's put it into context.
the
a little bit.
Sidious Luke
Yeah.
Vader stuff I love, which is found
Yeah.
in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, which is a harken back, a bit of fan service, a bit, a lot.
A lot of fan service. Look, I went into the movie knowing there'd be
Yeah.
a ton of fan service, but also going, it's the end of the saga.
Yeah, of course they're gonna do this.
give me what
Come
you
on.
got.
Yeah,
But, well, what were your thoughts going?
yeah. Well, I was planning to have fun.
Sure.
I wasn't expecting
The best type of fun is planned
Yeah.
way ahead of time.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything crazy to happen. I'm like, this is the end of the saga, and I can guess what's gonna happen. You know, I saw a trailer or two. Palpatine was back.
Thank God. Oh man, we needed him.
Yeah,
Didn't already have a
and I'm just like,
vague
I
white
don't
villain.
care what they do with this, but whatever they do, it's gonna go down in history.
Definitely will go in some sort of history.
Yeah. I bring it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Put into context of the original trilogy. So with Empire Strikes Back, no one has seen a twist like that in film at that time.
Sure.
It wasn't a thing you did.
No, it was amazing.
And I guess, there's going to be a third one, right?
Yeah,
End of the
yeah.
trilogy. Maybe that heightened people's thinking of what that movie actually, how good it was.
What, The Empire?
Yeah. Oh no, in Return.
Oh, Return of the Jedi. Yeah, paying off that.
Yeah. Maybe people
twist.
thought it was better than it actually was, which each their own opinion.
Sure.
I enjoy that film still.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see people's problems with it, but that will never be a classic nothing less than a classic in my eyes. Sorry.
Yeah. And the prequel trilogy
Hell yeah, baby.
has its problems.
Definitely.
I think it was a good time still.
Sure, I guess. You know what?
It was a good idea executed poorly.
Yeah. There's some, and in every Star Wars movie, there's some great. There's a bedrock of greatness.
Yeah.
There's some little pepperings of great scenes. Great
it's like
ideas.
a poem, right? And right.
Oh boy, yeah.
In the words of the great man himself.
GL knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But before the Rise of Skywalker, I went back to watch all the Star Wars films again, and I skipped the first two. I skipped Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Just started with Revenge of the Sith because I was like, I've seen them.
It's actually the perfect
10, 15 times.
It's a great movie.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Revenge of the Sith. I do like it a lot. There are some parts that you're just like, come on, especially
why
the
would you say
romance
this out loud?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. But
and if they played that whole politics side of things,
dude, that's why I was cautiously
so
optimistic when Sidious was coming back in this one, because he's what makes the prequels.
Yeah.
His story is why the prequels are so interesting. Just seeing him maneuver and notice Anakin and then realize and move all the pieces into place and play both sides of the
be
war.
so manipulative.
Yeah.
Becoming the instigator, but also the victim of the war.
Exactly. And countless people are just being killed and slaughtered, and he's playing both sides. He could stop it at any time, but it needs to happen so he can rule the galaxy. That's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Just boring.
George Lucas didn't play into that enough.
No. And he wanted to see Anakin, and like, why do we need to see Anakin as a little boy for a whole
Why
movie?
do we need to see him fall in love? Can't we just start where he is as a teenager?
I guess so. We could do that, yeah.
and he's already in love.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we don't get that awkward stalker.
Yeah, that weird boy meets woman.
Yeah.
And then looks the same age as her in the next film kind of thing. Yeah, it was weird. It was odd. It was a very odd choice. To make him like a Jesus figure, having just been created in his mother's womb by the Force, I guess, is weird as well.
Just like, oh yeah, Shmi.
Shmi Skywalker.
Didn't get around.
And she Palpatine. You know, okay, let's go back to what is this movie fucking called again? Rise of Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker.
God damn, every time.
The sequel trilogy. Okay, so I guess from 2005 when Revenge of the Sith was finished.
Yeah.
They didn't plan. Well, they thought that, I don't know, they could have been like, oh, we'll make more someday.
I think Georgie Boy wanted to make 9 movies.
Yeah.
I think that was his original plan.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
But obviously he didn't. He wasn't the one at the helm.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So this is like the sequel trilogy no one asked for.
It's crazy because I think everyone wanted more Star Wars. You always want more Star Wars. Now I'm sick of it, but back then you wanted more Star Wars.
Yeah.
And the purchase of Lucasfilms for $1 billion.
$4 billion.
For $4 billion. Yeah. For $4 billion is a kind of titanic shift in the way. Like, these are some things that creatively were.
Do you remember when that was happening?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the movies he started with, not nothing. He was a moderately rich white guy, but for a filmmaker, he had bare bones. Made the film in the edit, and it was like an overnight sensation.
Yeah, essentially, it was a really expensive student
film. Yeah, exactly. And it just caught on. It's crazy. And then you cut to so much money later, so much more movies, permeation, books, all this stuff, and then he's being bought by $4 billion by the biggest, movie studio in the world. These movies aren't going to have the same heart as the rest of them. And yeah, exactly. I sound like I'm down on the sequel trilogy. Yeah. I really like Force Awakens, and I really like The Last Jedi. It's just this end one I kind of like.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm kind of I like The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
I like and dislike The Last Jedi.
Okay.
I like the things that happened.
Sure.
I didn't like how they were executed.
Okay, tell me one thing that you like but didn't think was executed well.
I liked how Luke was like a hermit, like he's a bit disenfranchised with who he used to be.
Uh-huh.
It's just that you already meet him in that state. You don't see him have his arc.
To get to that state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they try to do it with the flashback and all, but you're just kind of like,
That's a good point.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And by the end, he's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it feels like just a flip of a switch moment.
Kind of, yeah. I think it, but yeah, there's a lot of, and especially in The Rise of Skywalker, there's a lot of things happening, and like you are left to figure out the pieces, and the pieces are there, but you're left to like put them together.
Yeah.
But you have to like think about, okay, so if he did this, then this would happen, and that's why he did that. But we don't see it, so it's not as compelling a story.
Yeah.
You're very right.
We're kind of like seeing the punchline, but not the entire joke.
Yeah. I get.
Which
yeah,
I'm like, these
things.
things are cool. Like I like the whole light speed suicide into the thing.
That's so awesome.
And that's kind of like
I love light speed
might be
suicide.
like what's the Geneva Convention of the Star Wars universe type
Oh,
of thing. It's
yeah.
like, I can't do that anymore.
Well,
you know?
we saw it in this movie.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that? So we're once.
That could have said, it's just like, you crazy?
Yeah, come on.
You want to sacrifice yourself?
Yeah, exactly. There'd be people. Or you can just put on. You can't do autopilot.
Yeah.
You can't autopilot light speed, I guess.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Okay, so what should we get into
Yeah.
the crux of the film?
Okay, yeah. Let's go from the start.
Okay. Oh boy.
So the opening crawl is like,
Oh my
Palpatine
god.
is back.
Oh my god.
Palpatine is back, baby.
This, if nothing else, this was the sign that this movie was going to be a bloody mess.
Yeah.
Because
or a hell of a fun time, depending on
well, I guess where you were
come
coming from. But the dead speak, and suddenly we've heard a message. Spoilers, by the way. We're going to give spoilers now.
Yeah.
Are we doing spoilers now?
Yeah.
Or we want to hold off on them.
No, we'll go
All right.
into
So
it.
it starts with the dead speak, and already we've heard that Palpatine's voice has echoed through the galaxy somehow, and
We don't see it.
he's back. We don't see it.
Yeah, we haven't gone past the crawl at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So much weird things have happened. And it's been the first sentence of the opening crawl, and from that point on, you're like, "This is what the movie's going to be. It's going to be a bunch of things happening, and you're left to connect the dots in
Yeah.
the wider context of it."
You're like, oh, and then you see a fleet of Star Destroyers, original trilogy esque
Yeah.
Star Destroyers.
Yeah.
And you later find out that they all have Death Star cannons. Mini, like, I don't think we needed that. I think the fleet was enough.
Yes, it was. It was ridiculous. Where did he get all this metal
Look,
from?
it's like thousands of ships.
it's so stupid. It
But
looks
like,
ridiculous.
I guess you put you go like, oh, it's Star Wars, it's whatever. I guess he had the resources because, he's the emperor. Whatever.
But I guess how long has he been building these for? But we didn't see these Star Destroyers in the
No,
prequels.
no.
So they were obviously around the time he was in power. So what, 60 years ago?
Yeah.
He's put 1,000 of those ships in 60
Yeah.
years.
Or he built them all in 30 years.
Or did he conjure them from the Force?
Yeah.
And make them with his mind? Because we don't know we don't know where they come from.
Because we didn't see them in episode 7 and 8.
Yeah,
that
they
would
were
be a
just
really
there.
interesting story.
Uh-huh.
It's just like, oh, we got reports of these, like a lot of metal moving towards the unknown regions.
Yeah. Suddenly all the metal in the
like,
universe is gone.
It's just like a bit of capitalism here. It's like, we see the check coming, we see the money coming. Who cares?
Yeah, that's all like.
Send it over
Is
there.
that what they were getting at with the Canto Bite stuff?
Maybe.
Is that Canto Bite?
Is that Canto Bite? Oh.
We're seeing
Yeah.
The Last Jedi features into one of the weird plot points of this one.
Yeah.
No, of course not, because everything that happened in The
But
Last
what if-
Jedi is fucked off.
Yeah, what if it was though?
Yeah, maybe is that why do you reckon he was going for that? Like, look at these, they sell weapons. Everyone sells them stuff. We
Yeah.
can beat that. No, of course not.
No.
Because Ryan Johnson didn't care about where it was going after
Yeah.
he was done, and then no one really tried to figure out what the story was going to
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
be. It
watching
does feel
this
like
movie.
yes, exactly.
Regardless, I had already given in to this trilogy being just a fun time.
Yeah. Well, look here. Look, I wanted to save this point for. I'll save this point for later. Let's continue on with the film. We're barely a sentence in.
Yeah. and so, like, okay, at the end of the crawl, it's like Kylo Ren wants to find the Emperor because it's a threat to his power.
Of course.
And I'm like, okay. And then from then on, I thought it was going to be like the Resistance and the First Order trying to patch things up, accepting each other's differences, and fighting this bigger Palpatine, this
shit.
greater evil.
That
You know?
might have been something.
That might have been something. It would have been different.
Yeah, it would have been different. Yeah, exact. Good point. Yeah, yeah, that would have been nice.
And then we see him confront the Emperor. He's like, do something for me,
Yeah,
young
dude.
one. And he's like, okay.
Sure, I'll do it. Dude, I gotta say, Kylo Ren might be my favorite character one of my favorite characters in Star Wars.
I agree.
Yeah,
Totally
he's
agree.
he's so cool, and I do love Rey actually as well.
Yeah.
I'm a big Rey fan.
I do like Rey.
I'm a Rey boy.
I do have a criticism.
Oh, yeah.
She's a bit too perfect when it comes to suddenly doing force powers.
Okay, here's how I'll counter with this.
Yeah, go.
This is
go
how
ahead.
I'll counter that.
Yeah.
People can fly in this thing. People can jump.
They can fly.
There's swords with with lasers coming out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's a fantasy movie. She can be
Yeah. I guess.
as powerful as people want. But
Okay.
I did agree with your point. I think this was you who brought it up that she doesn't get hurt in the films.
Yeah.
This is you.
Yeah,
This is a great
yeah.
point. If you
Yeah,
know
that was what I was gonna say next.
Oh,
Like
okay,
she doesn't struggle.
No,
Like we
no,
see
yeah,
Luke Skywalker, like in episode 4, it's like he's fighting that little ball thing that shoots him.
Uh-huh.
He can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
In
Exactly.
Anakin, he royally fucks up.
Yeah.
The women and the children.
Oh, Anakin.
The men, the
Goddamn
women
it.
and the children. Oh.
God damn Anakin.
Yeah.
But that's true. She doesn't get to.
We don't see it.
She's got a scratch
Or
on
like-
her.
Well, we don't see it on screen.
Yeah.
I can probably guess that she struggles within her own mind.
Yeah, of course. Well, you can see that, and she's
Yeah.
trying to. But okay, so I keep coming back to this point, and maybe I'll say it now, and the film will be focused through that lens. But the original Star Wars trilogy was all about these people who didn't really have a place in the universe coming together to fight for something bigger. It was them forging destiny, a path, and
They create themselves.
yeah, create themselves.
Okay, cool.
And this one, in the sequel trilogy, because it's Disney, because everyone loves Star Wars, it's all about living up to those figures.
Yeah.
The people, the main trio in this
Yeah.
saga in the sequel trilogy are all obsessed with the previous ones.
Yeah.
Just like the film. And of course, it's a sequel to one of the biggest trilogies, the biggest movies of all time. That's given. But they don't have time to find out who they are because they're obsessed with thinking latching onto the things
Okay. Yeah.
that we all love. So there's
That
no
makes sense.
so there's no room for their own identity. So that's why these movies have a little bit of hollowness to them, because they're all obsessed with the past, not focused on making a good story, a good plot, filling these in. So yeah, I think that's the main problem with these trilogy is they're trying to live up to the old ones.
And a little bit of rebuttal. They're at least with Finn and Poe.
Yeah.
They feel like characters that want to find out who they are.
Yes.
But in this trilogy, they're not given
given-
the right screen time or the right script to explore that.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And they should
yeah.
have fallen in love.
And
I stand by that.
Yeah, I stand by that as well.
Yeah, good. They should have had sexy chemistry all throughout the film, which they did.
Yeah.
And they squandered it.
Yeah.
They squandered it.
But at the same time, I don't
Spoilers.
mind them being absolute bros because I
it
love
was
the
nice. It was
absolute
nice.
bros on screen.
Love
you
some
know?
bros.
And like, yeah, I'm all about that.
And Ray was surrounded by all her female friends.
Yeah.
All of those female friends that Ray had.
Yeah.
Can we name any of them?
Rose.
Oh, yeah, Rose. Oh, boy.
Were they friends?
I don't think they had any screen time together. They might have had a sentence or two in this movie.
Yeah.
Definitely not in the last one.
No.
And who else?
Oh,
They
no,
were-
in the last one they did at the very end.
Oh, did they? No,
But they
looked at
didn't
each other?
exchange any lines.
They gave each other a nod.
No, I think Rose was passed out. It was in the Millennium Falcon. Rose was
yeah,
passed
yeah.
out.
That's right.
And Ray's just in the foreground
Yeah.
speaking to Finn or Poe.
Remember that one line of dialogue where Princess Leia says to hold her, "Oh, thanks for everything, mate," and she kills herself.
Oh,
Yeah, that was nice female friendship. Anyway, I'm ragging on the film.
okay, yeah. I'm gonna bring back to to your point.
Yes.
It reminded me, like in the original trilogy, Luke Skywalker doesn't know what the word Skywalker means to the universe.
You mean Skywalker?
Yeah.
Oh yes, of
Yeah.
course. But
yeah,
yes.
he doesn't know he's Darth Vader's son.
Yeesh, yeah.
So by the time
Did the galaxy know that Anakin Skywalker was Darth Vader, or they just know there's a
well,
Darth
it's just
Vader?
like some dude
Yeah.
named Darth Vader
Yeah.
that wears black armor.
Yeah, because people don't believe the Jedi exist, and then I wouldn't know if they heard of
It's fake
specific
news.
Jedi. Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, we'll talk about that.
Sorry,
in a
I
little
got too
bit.
confused. I got too confused.
So in the original trilogy, by the time we find out that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker, Luke's already on his journey to finding out who he really is.
Nice. Yeah.
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 And in the prequel trilogy, well, they're nothing at first.
Yeah.
And Anakin, Obi-Wan, they're all trying to find their own feet throughout. At least Anakin.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's already a
We see it in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
God, those movies are a mess. There's like no through line.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See Anakin filling his shoes because he kind of has to.
Yeah, he's living up to a prophecy he doesn't know exists, but everyone's putting pressures on him, and he doesn't realize why.
And he's trying to be that, but be his own person as well. And that's a struggle. And then by trying to balance that, it becomes what he ultimately fears.
Which is sand.
Yeah.
He hates sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really fears it. That's the main crux, because if any bit of sand gets into Darth Vader's suit,
He starts coughing.
yeah, he's screwed. Oh my God, every time he coughs, he's got sand in his lungs. Yeah. That's deep.
Poor guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's a very good point.
Yeah. But let's keep going
Let's go
on
back.
sequels.
Yeah. Okay, should we get past the opening crawl now?
Yeah. And we're past...
Yeah, we are.
We're at least at Kylo Ren meeting Palpatine.
That's right, we are too.
Yeah.
And that
was... What did you think when you first saw Palpatine?
Cool.
Do you think it was Ian McDermott in...
Yeah.
Like on screen?
Yeah, maybe. It's a good point. It sounded like him. I mean, it could be an ADR.
It sounded like him. Is probably his voiceover.
Yeah.
But like...
Yeah, it seemed...
Could it have been him?
Could be anyone.
Yeah,
Look.
Could be, yeah.
Again, there was like, why couldn't that just have been Snoke? Well, I know why, because Snoke was killed.
Snoke's dead.
But then why do we have to have an old man evil guy?
Yeah.
Can't we just follow Kylo Ren, who's now completely evil?
Why can't it just be Kylo Ren versus Rey?
Yeah. We don't need, because throughout the whole film, Rey and Kylo were like talking and stuff, and I was like, this is very cool dynamic. I've loved the dynamic.
Yeah.
Especially the way it builds is so
They've
amazing.
been one of the most interesting things when they've been on screen.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And then I started realizing towards the end, wait a second, now he's becoming good after murdering a bunch of people. Are they setting up a kind of ship thing? And then at the end, spoilers for the end, I know when it's going, they kiss? I didn't see that coming. That was so odd. And I get it, because a kiss doesn't have to mean love or I love you. A kiss could mean, look, we're both attracted to each other. We just survived maybe one of the scariest...
Let's at least
let's
get
like
some smoochy in.
Yeah, let's celebrate and have
Especially
a little kiss.
for Kylo Ren or Ben Solo.
Yeah, he probably didn't have much kisses when he was...
It's just like, why not?
So I get that, but...
It'll be a really cool story.
The suggestion of what that means for Rey as a character is not explored. We don't know how she really feels about him.
No, we don't really know how she feels throughout the entire trilogy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, does she like him, or is she just like happy he's alive? And then like, what does it mean? Does she know he's dying?
Yeah, there's little inklings here and there. It's just that when they're fighting on the wrecked Death Star.
Yeah.
She's like, I wanted to take Ben's hand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's nice. Hey, where did that piece of Death Star come from? Wasn't it completely obliterated in there?
It's completely obliterated.
It was a huge explosion. I didn't see any pieces flying off.
Yeah, well, it was 1980 something.
Sure.
CGI.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but why? Yeah,
I guess.
It's a cool idea, but like
you kind of just accept it, be like, oh, yeah, it blew up, but maybe parts of it, chunks fell on the Endor.
But that's the main thing. It's like probably this happened. We didn't see this because probably that we're too far away from the thing, and then it probably fell here. You just have to kind of go along with it. And that's not a movie anymore. Yeah. That's a weird esoteric art film. You're trying to like figure out what's been going on in the middle.
But if you don't want things explained, sometimes there's too many possibilities they could have gone with the whatever take that was.
Yes.
Whatever they showed on screen.
Yeah.
It would have been like, maybe this happened.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. But we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. And okay, so here's the main problem of this film, because going through it chronologically, while good to wrap your head around
it kind of like
you don't
goes to this place, goes to that place.
Yeah,
goes
and
everywhere.
it's the movie is basically, we need to get to Sidious. How do we get there? Well, you go to this place and you find something.
Yeah, and it'll show you
where to go for the next place. But when you get there, trouble. So then, a face we know. Let's have him. Because like
Lando, a face we know, but we haven't seen for the entire trilogy.
Because the introduction of Lando is just ridiculous.
Did you feel like the actor?
Yep.
He didn't know his lines.
Yeah, Billy D. Williams. Yeah, he's old. He can barely walk anymore.
Yeah, and that's why he was kind of. He was either just walking slowly or sitting down.
Yeah, exactly. So then, why do we need him there? If it's just because we know his face and we don't have any other characters left. because they're all dead in the movie or unfortunately passed away in real life. So we have to get Lando back.
How do you think that they handled that situation?
As best as they could.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Glaringly obvious what they were doing.
When you look back on this in years to come, decades to come, it'll be glaringly obvious.
Yeah.
Because there was this shot. I think her daughter's still in the film.
Yes.
So Ray,
which I kept thinking was Cersei Ronan, but sure.
Ray and Leia are having dialogue.
Yeah.
It'll cut to Leia one shot, say like half of a line that was meant for something else.
Yeah.
And then cut to her daughter, her real life daughter.
Yeah.
She says something.
Yeah.
And then they'll continue on with the scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, that's not JJ's fault. He did the best of what he could do, and it kind of works.
It does kind of work. Like,
what did you think of her ending?
Leia just
like
force kaputting.
Unexplainable. What happened there? But she put her essence into Kylo Ren, or like force projected to him.
Force projected into his mind.
Yeah, to get him to stop and like connect with him. And then Rey kills him. So she dies the same way.
But here's the thing. He suddenly just becomes Ben Solo.
Yeah.
Directly after that.
Well, and then Han appears as well.
And then Han appears.
Which a force memory.
Force memory.
Is that what that was?
We have force memories now.
Do you know how much money they would have to pay him to go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. And he's pretty good in it.
Hey, Harrison, can you come back?
Yeah, he sells the hell out of it, actually, which is...
He was a good actor.
When he puts his hand up to his face, that was the closest I came to like feeling something.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it makes sense. This is what he was setting up. He knew Kylo Ren was on this journey. Han Solo knew that his time was up when he saw what he'd done. So he lets Ben Solo kill him, knowing that this will be the crux of his turn to back to the good side.
Which is an interesting storyline.
So good.
But they didn't play into it well enough.
No.
They didn't see we're like, Kylo Ren says, or I don't know if he said it. I can't remember. I'm struggling with the dark side.
Yeah, he said that a few times.
Yeah, but we don't see it.
So a little bit in The Force Awakens, definitely. He's like punching himself in the gut, in his shot, in his blast wound.
But it's all in these hyper energy moments for him.
You know? But
we don't see him sit down and really just, you know.
He does that thing in The Force Awakens where he's praying to Darth Vader, or he's talking to Darth Vader's helmet, and he lays it all out there.
Yeah, which we find out later is Palpatine.
Oh, was it? Damn, was that it?
Remember at the start, it's like, I am every voice you ever heard.
Yeah. Oh, God. See, what does that mean? Yeah. I guess that works fine, because you see Palpatine knows he's struggling with the light side. And that was Palpatine's whole plan, because I figured it out. I think this is what happens. So at the end, let's see if we can fast forward to the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Palpatine is trying to make Rey his new apprentice, because she's his grandson for some reason, which is we should get into that in a second. But anyway, so it's like the last Return of the Jedi, where he's like trying to get Luke to join them and take over Darth Vader. But he knows Ben Solo is struggling with the light side and knows he's come back. So his whole plot is to try to think he's turning them against them, but really wants them to team up so then he can suck their force essence out of them.
I think that was a plan B.
Oh, is that plan B? That was his original plan?
Plan A is Rey just striking him down. And, okay, this is the first time it's explicitly stated in the movies, at least.
Yeah.
So when Sith apprentice strike down their master, it's like a sort of a ritual
really?
type thing. And all of the Sith essence in the master goes into the apprentice, which is a nice piece of lore.
I guess so, but that was since the rule of 2.
Yeah,
because there was also so many Sith beforehand.
Yeah,
so just
all
happened?
these Sith. Well, this is the first time it's explicitly stated.
Yeah,
and that's why you could say that the Sith are powerful in their rule of 2.
But then you find out that the Jedi do that as well, because Rey becomes all of.
But
the
you
Jedi.
could argue. I think I'm arguing right now that they kind of just banded together in this one moment.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
That could be why, because they don't explicitly say it.
Yes, like, and you hear all the voices, which was a nice touch. I did like that.
Yeah, I heard there were going to be actors on screen.
Yeah, that would have been nice too.
That would have been great.
But
I would have actually lost my shit if I saw Hayden Christensen as a Force Ghost. Be like,
again,
sup, Palpy?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
You remember me?
Ruined my life.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
Everyone goes like, yeah, how's Mustafa, buddy?
Yeah. So weird plot that kind of leaves you filling in the blanks. Can we talk about the biggest twist of the movie?
What's the biggest twist?
I would assume Rey being Palpatine's
Okay, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Remember when it's just like, you know, it's just told. It's not like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
There's no reveal there.
Kylo Ren's just like, you're a Palpatine.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you told me my parents did nothing. They were nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. But your grandfather was.
Your grandfather was a bit of something.
Oh, see? It's from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing the old Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. He's doing the old Obi-Wan.
Which that reveal, I guess, makes sense if you know the context of the production of the trilogy.
Oh.
They didn't really have a plan, and they're just like, yeah, put it in there.
Yeah, well, Rian Johnson took it in like a way that was let down to the fans, but an interesting direction. Yeah. Once again, proving that Rian Johnson's trying to get towards the old school Star Wars by saying that you're not connected to any of this. You're just a person trying to find your way in the universe. Yeah. You know, trying to find your way in the universe, trying to reach out and make your mark on history as someone who doesn't really have this lineage of Skywalker. And then they put her as the most powerful villain of all time as granddaughter.
Yeah.
Which then implies that, somewhere between after Mace Windu lightning blasts his face, but before he falls into a reactor which explodes.
Somehow probably destroying him into atoms.
Yeah, and then he brought them together again.
Yeah.
In some sort of yet unexplained way, because we never found out how he's back alive.
He's just alive.
He's just there. It's so stupid. So somewhere between
he's been alive for long enough to build this fleet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is a long time.
It has to be a long time. Did he have multiple bodies? Was the original one a clone and he's the real one, but his hand's all burnt off?
Or is this a clone?
Yeah. So
a botched clone?
And then he got busy with someone.
Is Snoke a clone? Just a failed clone?
Well, that's why there was that vat of Snokes in his...
Yeah, vat of Snokes.
Vat of Snokes is pretty funny.
There's like 10 Snokes around the galaxy.
So, and I just... Oh, man. Yeah, just like... Okay, it's Palpatine who... Anyway, sorry. What I was getting back is he boned down with someone and then had a daughter, I think, who then married someone who then tried to...
How old is Rey?
Yeah, indeterminate. But she looks like, late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
And then and this is set 30 years after the Return of the Jedi. So she has to have been born in between that time. So that means her mother would have been born before A New Hope? It have to be, because those movies take place.
Let's assume Rey is at least less than 30.
Yeah.
Because this takes place 30 years after the episode 6.
Yeah.
Therefore, her parents has to be at least 20 years older than that.
Yes. But then
places them before New Hope, right? Yeah.
Yes. And they weren't the parents weren't escaping Palpatine, were they? They were just escaping some guy who used to work for him? Or were they actually escaping Palpatine? Because then that would mean that that Rey is like over 30 years old.
I think, yeah.
Because she must be 35 or something. Because if this is 30 years after the original, then when she was a young girl when we saw her, was during the Empire.
Oh, but they said they're taking Rey to wherever Palpatine is in this trilogy.
Oh, so
within this 30 years.
The new Palpatine.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Is that what was going on?
Yeah.
Oh, because that little robot and the ship they found in the... on the rave...
Yeah.
Fire
There's
festival.
a bit of an exposition.
Yeah, on the Fire Festival planet.
This is why it's so...
Yeah, it is so convoluted.
Fire Festival planet.
Yeah, what was that? It's a desert and suddenly everyone's having a rave and a rage, and then we do some fireworks. Stormtroopers fly because we have to put something else in this film. Mm-hmm. And then...
Gonna make them toys.
We find a nice knife that somehow lines up with the wreckage of the...
Yeah. When was this knife made?
Exactly. Is it ancient? Is it just 15 years old?
Go back a little bit. Mm-hmm. So so Rey's parents...
Yeah.
Somebody touched Palpatine in the happy place.
Yeah, they did.
Did he look like how he did in the original trilogy?
Well, that's exactly. Because Ian McDiarmid... Is he
good old Palpy in his prime time?
Yeah, exactly. Has Mace Windu freaked his face up so poorly? Or is this just before that, when he's like plotting stuff, when he's a really old man?
Yeah.
It's
you don't know.
look,
We don't
people.
find
Yeah,
out.
look, you can't judge.
But
You
can
can't
think.
judge looks. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But,
fall in love, or,
I mean-
or there was no love there, and he's just an old nasty creep.
Yeah.
Which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
See, now we have to
Star
think.
Wars tabloid news be all over this shit.
Now we have to think about Palpatine inside a woman. That's what we're thinking of now.
Yeah.
Because the movies have made it. Just make Rey an awesome nobody. who
Yeah.
finds her way.
Just come up with another name that sounds cool.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. We doesn't. Yeah, but that's what Ryan Johnson was trying to do, and then the backlash from that forced them to listen to the fans and make it something that they wanted, which is the main problem with this Disney Star Wars trilogy, is that they're trying so hard to make people like them. It comes off as cloying. It comes off as just
And
like
they're
a
not really
need for it
doing
to-
their own vision.
No, exactly.
They're doing the vision of millions of fans.
There is a reason.
Not even millions of fans, probably just hundreds of very vocal
Yeah.
fans.
There is a reason that these fans are not making movies because they don't know how to make movies.
No,
So why are you listening to them?
they only care about what's on the screen.
Exactly. They just want you to slowly kiss them passionately on the back of your neck while you jerk them off from behind so they feel good. But that's not what a movie is.
Yeah.
If you want to feel
And
good.
by the end of the day,
you
they're
watch
not even
porn.
happy with what they say.
Exactly.
I mean, what
exactly.
happens?
Because they don't know what they want. They think they do, but when it's presented to them, they're like, well, that was boring. It was boring because it's exactly what you wanted. That's why people look
Yeah.
up plot and spoilers on the internet and they go on a movie and go, that was crap. It's like, of course it was crap. You knew what was going to happen in the movie before you saw it. So there's no need to surprise you or anything because you know what's going on. That's boring.
Okay, so this is a bit of a tangent.
God, I'm so mad. I'm so sorry.
This is a bit of a tangent.
Yeah. Do you want your water, by the way? You thirsty?
Nah, I have a
A
little
little
bit.
sip?
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. Water break.
Water break. I think the camera's off now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
No
I
one
know.
saw our water
No,
break. They
no,
just had to
no one
listen to
touched
it.
the camera for a bit. So
Yeah, it does that.
I don't know. I don't know what the setting is.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Doesn't
professional.
matter. We'll just see what it looks like later.
Yeah, nice. It's a test. Anyway, continue.
Okay, so what was I saying? So like a bit of a tangent.
Yes.
The best spoiler I ever got spoiled on.
Okay.
And it completely blew me away, even though I knew what was going to happen.
Okay.
So I was watching Naruto, and I haven't watched Naruto,
Nice.
and my cousin tells me it's like, oh, so yeah, all the past Hokage come back, and they get reincarnated, and there's a big war going on over all the Jinchuriki, which is all the basically the nuclear.
No,
weapons.
I read Naruto. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know, but
Oh, yeah, good point.
so yeah, basically, and then I'm just like, that makes no sense. Why would they even do that? And then it happens, and I'm like, oh, that is still so cool. So you gotta have to, if you do something, and it's like a spoiler, well, you gotta make it so crazy
Yeah. That people don't believe you.
that people don't believe you, and then you do it anyway, but it has to make sense, and then they're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd do that.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think they'd make Rey a Palpatine, but they did that.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. It's yeah. Anyway. Is there anything else in this movie you'd like to discuss? What were some of your favorite moments? Because you like this more than I did, I feel like.
I did like it.
Yeah. What were some moments that really this movie sold you on?
I guess the whole the things I liked are also the things I didn't like as much.
That is
they're just like
oxymoron.
yeah, that is an oxymoron. They're like going here, they're like exploring this. I'm like, oh, I want to see all that shit. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm like putting the pieces together what the galaxy looks like.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, oh, this is cool. Yeah. They go in here and they're like talking to these people. They're like, oh, Babu Frick, yeah. What's his story?
Oh,
You know?
the little guy?
Yeah, the little guy.
He's cute.
Yeah. And it's just like, it is a lot of fan service. And it's just like, we're trying to make it rhyme. And, you know, it kind of does if you turn your brain off.
Yeah,
Be
but
like,
I don't want to turn my brain off. I go to Fast and Furious movies to turn my brain off. I see Aquaman to turn my brain off. I want to go to Star Wars and be entertained and challenged and wowed. And I was thoroughly just, yep, all right. And I was trying to bring myself an emotional response.
Yeah.
Because in Force Awakens...
I guess I wasn't in that mindset.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was just like, I'm here a good time. Here, the lightsaber battles. Woo!
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in Force Awakens, when Luke's lightsaber is in the snow, and then Kylo Ren gets it and it goes by, and I always tear up at that moment. I think that moment's brilliant. Nothing like that in
Brilliant. Yeah.
Nothing like that in this movie. It's all
And,
like, oh, this was a great part in the other one. This is even better.
Yeah. So there aren't any parts that I loved.
No.
in at least the last two movies.
Okay.
Yeah. But I liked a lot.
that's a
I
good
liked
point.
it, you know? I'm just like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good
And then
point.
there's and when they're fighting in the, you know, space battle when everyone comes, I'm like,
Oh my God,
a bit
it's so
Avenger-y.
Oh my God. That again annoyed me because
Yeah. I was totally expecting the exact same line. It's like, Cap, come in, do you read me?
on your left, on your star left, on your space left.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Hard
was
to stop
dumb
it.
because the whole for the last two movies, no one's helped them out, and then bloody Billy D. Williams, Lando goes off, and
Billy D.
suddenly-
Williams with the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, every person in the,
It's just like, oh
in the
yeah,
galaxy is like,
he fought in the original
yeah.
trilogy.
And so
right?
then you just look at the amount of ships on screen.
Yeah.
It's just a CGI vomit. There's nothing
Yeah.
to latch onto, and there's horses on a spaceship now.
Yeah, that is quite Disney-fied, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yes, very Disney. A lot of it, like Canto Bight in Last Jedi, was Disney. That was like the Disney part.
It's
of it.
like, oh, look at these bad things, but we don't really care because
No.
we make money.
Yeah, exactly. And it was all that was the most Disney. This whole Rise of Skywalker felt like very Disney, and it also felt like a 4-hour movie that had been crammed into a two.
Well, there's a
2-hour
rumor
movie.
of that.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah,
What's this?
J.J. Abrams. There's a J.J. Abrams cut
There's another cut of every
completed
movie
and
now.
done with all CGI as of early November,
Oh.
early to mid-November.
And then they came in and snipped.
They snipped a lot of things. They snipped and reshot, or they had a lot of reshoots, and then they just, you know, put that in there.
God damn! I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder
So,
if it's any good.
Apparently, J.J. Abrams had a really solid, good script that was his idea, his own idea of what Star Wars is.
Okay.
Instead, the shareholders and
Amazon,
whatever people that are into that piece of stuff, very corporate, very
Yeah,
just like,
of course.
we want to make money. Off
That's the
this.
whole point
Why
of it.
did we invest $4 billion?
They made $11.1 billion this year. Disney.
That's quite a
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
You've just bought
Shareholders.
Star Wars twice.
yeah.
You know, you
You can buy
don't.
Spider-Man with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's another discussion.
Yeah, that's oh my god. But they're making their money, so at a certain point, it's just about making. Like you don't need $11 billion. Like if something costs $1 billion to make,
Yeah.
you can scale that back to 900 million if you need to.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm just
with
saying.
the
It's
so with the
corny.
shareholders, right?
Yes.
So they took away all of J.J. Abrams' creativity,
Allegedly.
right? So J.J. Abrams before Episode 9 was like, "You're gonna get everything, all right?
Well.
You're gonna get all the creativity you want. You do what you want, what you feel is best."
Yeah, of course.
And
And then
it was like-
slowly.
and J.J.
but
Abrams
surely.
was like, "Here's a 3-hour cut.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
the people I worked with love it. You know."
Well, again,
then-
allegedly. We
and
don't
then-
know.
And then I'm just, this is all conjecture. And the execs were like,
Oh, this sounds
Kathleen or Bob Iger, can you call John Boyega and Daisy Ridley? And all
Yeah,
that?
get
We need
them
to
back.
get some reshoots. I don't like this. It's too risky.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like, even though that was the case, they saw what happened in The Last Jedi. So you
And
never,
they played everything safe,
yeah, you'll never.
which I liked because everything safe was like pure fan service.
Yeah, but it's.
But also, if I turned that part of my brain on, I also didn't like.
Yeah, yeah, that's just like it's the member berries from South Park. That's exactly what it is. It's like
And I think-
you pop them in your
yeah.
mouth, they taste good while it's there, and then you're left hollow because you haven't got any sustenance in your body.
Yeah, and I think, looking back, like I say enjoy this now, but looking back, it might this movie at least might be like Episode 1, where most of the movie feels like homework to get to the final lightsaber duel.
It's
Darth
not
Maul
even-
and Duel of the Fates comes
Yeah.
on.
Oh my god,
You
that's
know?
so good. You ever see that Topher Grace edit?
Yeah, I did.
It starts off with Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
That's like the first scene.
Yeah,
Because Topher Grace edited all the prequels into
yeah.
one 3-hour movie, 2.5 hour
didn't
movie.
they?
It was
No,
awesome.
there's also Topher Grace 5-minute edit where it's like a it's like a cut of the Episode 1 to Episode 8
Wow.
up to that point.
Wow, 5 minutes. That's crazy.
And,
But
and it felt great.
yeah, but the prequels cut together into one movie.
It's
It was,
great,
it was
yeah.
it was like it end. I think the last shot of his one was the scene where Darth Vader's helmet gets lowered onto him, and it
Yeah.
goes, and then the breathing comes in,
Yeah.
and that's where the movie ends. I
Yeah.
was like, that is awesome. That's a great way. You don't get the no. You don't get the oh, this is all this crap out of order. You get in like a cool suspenseful way as you kick off A New Hope with that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that, but I am talking about it because it's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of just let's have some,
it's like
something
homework.
happen. Yeah, exactly. If you cut out all that, you get an engaging movie anywhere in any movie. And
But what they have is like about 30 minutes of cool stuff.
Yeah, cool stuff that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Which is, not fun anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch something else.
Yeah. People want There's also an expectation of Star Wars. People want Star Wars to be something great, which it is.
Yeah.
It is. The Star Wars phenomenon as a whole is something great. Yeah. Something original that doesn't have any, it doesn't come from comic books or anything.
Yeah.
It's just one idea from George Lucas, and it just manifested into pop culture.
Yeah, I don't think something can be great if there's 11 of them.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think you can't consistently have something great. Like you can't have everything be great.
Yeah. Even when it comes to the MCU, there's like five great MCU things. Everything else is average to a little bit better than average to a little bit less.
But they're a ton of fun. There's no expectations because there's no inherent nostalgia to those because we are building the nostalgia at the moment. We're just caught up in it. And so that's why looking back on whenever this is finished, which will be 50 movies or something, what will people in the future when the MCU is done think of it? Yeah. Well,
and they're going to reboot it again in about 100 years' time.
They'll make it animated, then go back to live action, then animate them again. But Star Wars, people wanted to be special because the first one was so special. But if it's something's been bought for $4 billion, is expected to make $1 billion, is reshot, 20 people have their own say on what it should look like, and you as a fan are asking for things that you want to see and not letting filmmakers creatively choose what to do, that thing will never be great. Yeah. And that is the crux of Star Wars.
At least the prequels. Whatever criticism you have, they're corny, whatever, shitty dialogue, but it's still a one man's idea.
Yeah. It was just that one man.
And at least it would make sense.
Yeah. Because the plot, yeah.
And this sequel trilogy, if they all went with an entire Rian Johnson trilogy or an entire J.J. Abrams trilogy, maybe it would have made more sense.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, the originals had 3 different directors and they made sense. Yeah, but the first one was made as a solo film. Yeah. And the next ones were planned and written and shot. Not at the same time, but they were. There was a through line. Yeah. These ones, they didn't.
At least it didn't feel like it.
Because they're trying to rush them out because they want a Star Wars. Remember, they were like, we were going to have a Star Wars film every year. That was the original plan.
And then it took a year off. And after episode 8, they were like,
exactly. Well, no, episode 8, 3 months later, Solo came out.
And that bombed.
And that bombed.
And still made money, though.
Yeah. And I was like, let's
I watched it on a plane. I didn't mind it.
It's fine. You can't see anything.
But nobody asked for it.
You can't see anything.
Yeah.
It's lit. Maybe one of the worst lit films I've ever seen. It is hard to watch.
Well, I watched it on a plane, so
I don't know. Yeah, everything is dark and in shadow.
Really?
You can't see it. It was bonkers how badly lit that movie was. Yeah. So even though I had a fun time with it, there are scenes where I'm like, I can't see what's going on this screen at the moment. Anyway, should we bring this Skywalker train to the station?
Okay, yeah. What would be your ideal trilogy?
Oh, Jesus.
After okay, well, I got 2 questions.
Sure.
1, what do you think the sequel trilogy should have been? And 2, what is Star Wars going to do after this? What do you want Star Wars to do after this?
Okay. Yeah. Now, my idea for a sequel trilogy is that scares me.
Would you keep these characters?
That scares me to my core. Yeah. Thinking about that, there's so much pressure, and I wonder they pulled off 2.5 kind of good films in there when all this pressure. I like the characters. I would have kept them together a lot more, which is why I liked bits of Skywalker because the main cast was together for the first time and they were bouncing off each other. I really liked the chemistry and stuff. You need to slow down. You just need to slow down, especially in this last one, and just have the characters sing for themselves. That's the stories we know. Why do we like Die Hard? Because John McClane's so funny and entertaining, but he's also kind of crazy and unhinged. The character drives you through that movie. Yeah. Why are Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione so good? Because they have foibles. They can be hurt. They don't know what they're doing. and you're seeing
vulnerable to each other.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and they share things and are not just like quipping back and forth and being MCU-ish about it.
Yeah.
So
Which only with the MCU only can be done in the MCU because it's in this sort of hyper realistic vacuum.
yeah, it's comics.
Yeah.
Comics,
comics.
can reach for
And-
that depth of stuff
yeah.
too, but they have the dichotomy there.
And
You expect
Star Wars is kind of grounded in this kind of reality where these aren't perfect people. Yeah.
Think about like there's a chunk of The Empire Strikes Back, the greatest Star Wars movie ever made, where Han Solo, Leia, C-3PO, and Chewbacca are just stuck on an asteroid
Oh yeah.
for like so long. They're stuck on the back of a Star Destroyer, then they're stuck in an asteroid.
And they're just angry at each other.
They're angry and they're talking, and then there's like they kiss in the thing, and then C-3PO comes in and he's really
Yeah.
annoying.
And it's just
They're
like,
trying
"Hello."
to fix the ship, and it can't. Every time it goes to light
Yeah.
speed, it just doesn't work every time.
Yeah.
That's foible. That's like that they're screwing up. It's hilarious. It's so good, but then nothing much is happening. But it's the characters that sell it. So I'd love like a 20-minute scene, which you could never do in this. But this is my personal thing. Rey and Kylo sit down, talk about. Just like talk
Well, they did talk about that for 20 minutes at least.
in the
But
Last Jedi.
In The Last Jedi. But it wasn't on screen.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You
But
know?
when the Force connected them, that's what they were doing that too. I'm like, yes, explore this. How do they feel? What are they doing? Why are they connected to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah. But just ruminations on what it all means, and then you can have the bigger ideas as well. But just cut back on all the CG ships. We didn't need 1,000 ships.
Yeah.
We need a group of small ships.
I think
dogfighting and stuff. But just the sequels have just
Yeah.
thrown more ships
Yeah.
at the screen. And then where Star Wars goes
and
from here-
then they added Death Star lasers to all of them as well.
So stupid. We don't need planets to be exploded. We get it.
We get it.
Planets can just be put under rule and have a shitty time. That's arguably worse because then people have to live under Empire rule
Yeah.
for longer instead of being snuffed out, which
Yeah.
is also bad. A planet exploding, don't get me wrong, Matt. It's pretty bad. I would not like it. Where Star Wars goes from here, they focus on streaming at the moment. TV shows.
Sorry, can I input on my
Oh
own
my god! Yeah, I was gonna
sequel
let
trilogy?
you take us out with it
Yeah.
if you want. Yeah, so
Yeah.
go nuts.
So my thoughts on what sequel trilogy should have been. Okay, since Episode 6, Death Star Empire is done.
Yep.
The Republic is anew.
Uh-huh.
I want the sequel trilogy to be, well, this Republic. There's a lot of players now in the game,
Yeah. Okay.
and all it is just like it's the everyone's trying to climb on each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get
And
you.
so Rey is not a Palpatine in this.
Yeah,
She's just she could be some senator's daughter or whatever.
that's cool.
And the whole arc of her is she's some senator's daughter. She doesn't know what ruling the galaxy means.
Yeah,
Or like ruling like democratically.
sure. She's like Leia, but less competent
Yeah.
at politics.
She doesn't know what's happening. She's just as young.
And she has to
youngish girl.
learn.
And she has to learn how to do this. And
Maddie, yes.
Kylo is
Oh, Kylo.
okay. Let's just say Kylo is. So it's Leia's and Han's son.
Mm-hmm.
Say Luke's still there. Yeah, he's guiding this thing.
Yep.
He sees Kylo. He's a bit angry.
You see the training.
Yeah, you see the training.
Nice.
He's a bit angry. You
So
know.
the things we just kind of don't see in this.
We do see.
We do see. Yeah. Cool.
He's angry. He doesn't know what to do. But Luke believes in him.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I liked in The Last Jedi, but I don't think was explored enough. He doesn't know what to do with him. And so he's trying to push him to this place. But trying to push him to this place, he pushes him towards the dark side.
Yeah. Expectations.
Yeah.
And then that can be a rumination on
that could be like-
Star Wars
yeah.
itself. You
And then
expect these
Luke-
things. What does it turn you into?
And then I guess Luke, this is his first challenge as a Jedi Master. He's like, do I keep up with him? Do I still continue to believe in him?
How do I try and fix this? Because Luke will always try and fix it.
Because, yes, Luke, and this is the first time where it's his fault.
Yeah.
Because Darth Vader isn't his fault. Because, he didn't know him before he was born,
Yeah,
obviously.
Exactly. It's not his fault at all.
Yeah. And this is the first time where it's his fault. This is like, and then so he's trying to talk to Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know what to do, Father.
Oh yeah. Bring father son dynamic,
Yeah.
but then like nephew.
And this whole thing is like, and so Kylo's trying to, he's a bit of an anarchist, He's
Hell
like,
yeah, dude.
fuck the Republic.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's getting
God,
all
he's
his,
such a bad
he's on
boy.
his 4chan.
Star Wars 4chan.
Star Wars 4chan. It's just like, and then the whole Republic's just it's slowly falling apart.
Yep. Yeah.
And they're
Everything
trying to
they've
keep
built
it
for.
yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, everything they tried to build is falling apart.
Yeah. Not just because it's exploded in one scene.
Yeah, and it's not because of this outside threat.
Yeah.
It is coming from within.
That's dope.
And the whole thing is say like two factions, even maybe three different factions. One led by Rey and her whatever mother or whatever.
Yeah.
And Kylo's gone off to do it by himself with like say General Hux is his friend.
Yeah.
Like have him become an actual
that's
character.
Cool. That's cool. Having them as friends.
Yeah.
And then they like, and Hux is a politician.
And
Kylo
then-
Ren's
and
a
say-
Jedi.
Yeah,
or
and
in
say
training.
Finn's an ex-stormtrooper, you know?
Well, you couldn't. Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Finn's
but
in it.
like
yeah.
he's like you're already seeing him as an ex-stormtrooper rather than seeing him first as a stormtrooper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should see him as a storm. Anyway,
Okay,
let's. Yeah, I would have. That.
Yeah.
And then Poe,
Like they're still friends, and
they're gay.
let's say
Can they be gay
let's-
together?
I don't care.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so at the start,
They're just both so handsome.
so say at the start of the trilogy, right?
Yes.
They're under Rey's mother.
Okay.
And then say something tragic happens to Rey's mother in the second episode or whatever. Oh no! So Rey has to step up. This
I think
this
that'd
is
be
the
first.
start of her journey.
It had to be first episode.
First episode, whatever.
Yeah.
But the start of her journey, and
Yeah.
then say, and then in episode, then Finn and Poe sticking with Rey, but she's she's incompetent. She doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
An
can't stick
actual
around
per-
with this.
an actual
We
person.
got to do something.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Finn and Poe, we gotta do something, man.
We gotta.
And so they go
And they
off.
kiss.
And they kiss.
Yeah.
They make out.
Thank
No,
you.
and then they try to do stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Butter.
Yeah. And so this creates this sort of third faction that is allegiant to Rey's faction, trying to fix things, right?
Sure.
But trying to fix things, you know how Star Wars is.
Yes.
Trying to fix things, they just pour more fire in. They put more oil on the fire.
Wars in general.
Yeah. And then,
Then what happens at the end?
at the end,
How's it all?
I don't know what happens in the end.
But that's because you'd have a committee to plan that and stick to
Yeah.
it, then start filming.
I'm just spitballing here.
But it's a better idea. It's more engaging.
Yeah.
It's more character driven
Yeah, it's definitely more character driven.
instead of like stuff driven.
Yeah.
Like, hey, find this map so you can go to some character.
Remember
you like.
the original trilogy? Mm-hmm. Remember that thing?
I do
Remember
remember
that
it.
that place?
I've heard of it.
Here's
Where-
that thing,
where
but
char-
bigger.
Yeah, where characters could.
Yeah.
When
This creates new whilst also being kind of like
it's
it has to be poetic as well
Yeah,
because
exactly.
with Rey, kind of like she wants to be like her mother, but she can't be like her mother. But in the end, she becomes something of her something like her mother. She becomes a leader in the end.
yeah, exactly.
And Finn and Poe, they want to fix things, but by trying to fix things, they can't. So they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's a difficult
Luke's the
situation
same,
all around.
you know. It's like I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know, like my father, but I'm not my father,
Yeah,
you know. And then
And my father, I helped him.
I help, yeah.
So, like,
and
that
then it's
was
just
my
like
first
I gotta
success.
fix this.
Yeah, I can if I can fix him, the galaxy's notorious mass murderer. I can fix this. My.
But he's struggling so
nephew.
hard because this is the first time he's dealt it
Exactly.
by himself.
Exactly. He did so much. He thought his fight was over, and then it comes from within. Yeah, it's cool character stuff.
Yeah, and it's
So Disney, are you listening?
Yeah.
You screwed up by not hiring Matt Duong and Jeremy Costa to write your movies. I'm kidding. This you did with what you could. You made billions of dollars. Thanks for more Star Wars, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll always be interested in Star Wars.
I'll see. Are you tuning? You watching you see the Mandalorian?
No, I haven't.
Okay. It finished.
I'm gonna sign up for my free trial.
It's cool. It's good.
Yeah.
You should enjoy. You'll enjoy it. It's
Definitely will.
What it does. It pairs. It scales everything down.
That's good.
Yeah. So
It feels like, like the first half of episode 4.
Yeah,
It just feels small.
Yeah, exactly. It's intimate. It's character driven by
Yeah.
a man who can't show his face. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
But it's also like a pretty recognizable actor.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a big year.
Yeah, big year coming up.
Yeah. Wonder Woman, Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, man, it's exciting. But
Okay.
are you
So, yeah.
for the future of it? Before
Yeah.
we sign off, Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Are you excited for it?
I love it. Gotta love you, McGregor.
Exactly. So
know.
that's why I thought Ray could have been a really ancestor to him.
Yeah.
because like then we at least can explore that.
Yeah.
It's not like a big question mark for the rest of the time.
And I don't know if people would be angry about it. Be like, you know how in the prequel trilogy they said no love?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, well, fuck that. The Jedi Order's done.
Yeah, of course. I would do it too. As soon as the Jedi Order fell, I'd be looking for some strange mate.
Yeah.
That's what everyone said.
Do
Not
they
me.
have brothels in Tatooine? Probably.
Are you kidding me? Of
They
course
have probably a brothel right next to the cantina.
Of course. Yeah, you get thirsty afterwards.
Yeah.
No, Obi-Wan like breaking away from tradition, like because he was such a stickler, but also being kind of a badass.
Yeah.
But now he's by himself.
But he can like indulge in his own temptation.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see.
And then
what
he's
happens.
like, everything in moderation, young son.
Yeah, he's in the desert for 30 years. Leave that man live.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you for having me on your podcast
Yeah.
again.
Oh yeah.
It's been a blast.
Okay.
X-wing blast, if you will.
X-wing blast.
Pew 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 pew. Star Wars.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's sign off with if you were to make your own trilogy after episode 9,
Oh
what do you think the next thing would be?
no, leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
It's done. It's done.
Leave it alone.
Please.
What if they just came out with new movies, but there's totally different. This is like, and it's totally small. Or they should just come out with just Star Wars stories.
Yeah,
just once off.
It's just do something completely different, please.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have to make Star Wars films,
Okay, yeah.
please, you've ruined them enough. Sorry.
I think this is a good idea.
Okay.
They just do Star Wars stories, and then whichever one just has a breakout
Yeah.
season is like a massive hit with everyone. Everyone loves it. Retroactively make that the next episode, and then go from there.
Oh. Yeah. No. Just start something new. I honestly think that breaking away from this toxicity and starting something fresh is the best way to do it.
Yeah, that is fresh, isn't it?
I guess so, but then you're saying, oh, now that this is this movie, and then we can continue from here, and so it just gets muddied the
So
waters.
it becomes like, say, so this 9 episodes. That's the Skywalker trilogy, all right? Yeah. And so the next one should be like episode 1 of this trilogy.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be an episode 1.
It doesn't have to be episode 1.
Like
it could be. It should just be like a Star Wars story.
Yeah, give me
something order of the Phoenix 1.
Yeah, give me a Star Wars Harry Potter crossover. That's what I want. Well, it's the Mandalorians exploring Mandalorians.
Yeah.
In a time after The Last Jedi.
And whatever's after Mandalorian, if it was me, Mandalorian 2.
Mandalorian 2. Well, season 2 is coming out 2020.
So,
yeah, that's already announced. John Favreau said it's coming.
Okay, good old Johnny.
So we're getting more of that. We're exploring the side of it that's not Jedi's and Skywalker and stuff. So there's infinite stories to tell. Let's tell some of those.
Yeah, let's hope for the best for Star Wars.
Fingers crossed.
Let's hope Star Wars becomes what we want it to be.
Oh no! I'm going to take that back. I'm going to say I hope Star Wars becomes something I don't want it to be, but it's still good. Because if it's just what I want, it's never going to be satisfying.
Yeah. I guess I meant that in that we want it to be good.
Yes.
In that area, I don't mean I want this and this to happen.
So what did you rate this movie?
Rate this movie?
Yeah.
So
I think I gave it like a 7 or 6. I think it was like a 6.4.
6.4. I'd give it a solid 7.
Oh, okay.
It's like I'm a 7.2.
All right.
Yeah.
You're only a point higher than me. That's fine.
Like I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah. That's
I ironically loved it. I'm like, yes, Palpatine.
Oh my god. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's hit it off.
Ciao.
Thank you.